Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the World Chess Championship 2023, contested by Yan Nepomniachtchi of Russia and Ding Liren of China. We have had a back and forth affair. If you are re-tuning in to the recaps, welcome back. If you're brand new, you have joined at the right time. It's game number 8. It's 4 for Yan and 3 for Ding. Yan just won the last game. Neither player has been able to win 2 games in a row. Folks, buckle up. Because not only was this game absolutely insane, today we had one of the most dramatic twists of a World Chess Championship ever. When I say ever, that is not an exaggeration, and I will walk you through every step of the way. This is a drama unlike any I have ever seen. The chess world really is like an oasis of content. So Ding has the white pieces, and he begins the game with d4. Okay, Ding has played d4, he's played c4. Every time he's played the move d4, he has gone for a different line. He went for a London, he went for this, he went for that. So we're gonna need to get to around move 12 for me to tell you about the drama. It's important. I mean, you can always skip to move 12, but we need to do a little bit of build up first. Yan responds knight f6, which is the principled move, and now Ding plays c4, e6. In game 2, you will remember Ding did this. He played this kind of edgy, a little bit offbeat h3. He didn't get a whole lot. It was a game, but he actually lost that game. So he will probably never play the move h3 again, let alone even think about it. It's very interesting that he plays knight c3. Nepo played knight c3 against Ding earlier in the match, and Ding played the move d5, but Yan plays bishop to b4. This is the Nimso Indian. This is like ultra high stakes poker. White plays an ultra cutting edge line. Black plays the ultra cutting edge response. Let's see what happens. All right, the Nimso Indian is one of the most theoretically explored openings in chess. Ding plays e3. White, by the way, has like no less than, 5, 7 options on this move. e3 is the Rubinstein, very flexible move. Temporarily blocking in this bishop, but bishop will come here. In some cases, it might even go out that way. And then after castles, not bishop d3, not knight f3, not knight e2, but an interesting sideline a3. So trying to play the a3 variation, but with e3, because if you think about it, white could have played a3 and then went like this and not committed this pawn, but then black doesn't have to castle. So this leads to a very kind of different approach. Black has already castled and now bc. Now black here can play d5, c5, d6. What Yan does is he plays d6, and he wants to build up on the dark squares because he just traded off his dark square bishop. So far, so good, right? No drama yet. You just wait. Ding here does not develop his bishop or his knight in a traditional way. He plays knight e2. That's a really weird move. What is knight e2 like? It's got to be some sort of prep. He's not thinking, right? Yan principled playing c5, and it's very common in Nimso Indians, especially when white has doubled c-pawns, to play a move like c5 because it stops the pawns from ever moving forward. This trade never benefits white because these pawns are sitting ducks. The knight can go to a5, the knight can go to b6, the knight can go to e4, the bishop can go to a6, which is why the pawn on c5 is very nice. White plays knight g3. 2 knight moves? For what? Why is the knight there? The knight is there so that you can play e4, which you cannot play with a knight on f3, so that you can move your f-pawn, which you cannot do with a knight on f3, so your queen can move out to join an attack, which you cannot do with a knight on f3, and that's it. This is a very fascinating idea. And on move number 9, Ding Liren uncorked a move that afterward he called a cannonball of preparation. A cannonball of preparation, rook a2. A move that has almost never happened. Almost never. A couple of people have played this move. There's a grandmaster formerly from Armenia, now living in the US. His name is Aram Hakobian. He's won a few games with rook a2. Fabiano Caruana was talking about this move on Twitter. Grandmasters were talking about this move. So rook a2 is kind of like the best kept secret of the grandmasters. What the hell is that move? If you played that move, you should be smacked. Rook a2 is essentially a fascinatingly complex idea where white does not commit any pieces and essentially is going to bring the rook behind one of their forces and join some sort of attack. It's a cryptic little idea, And essentially, black now has to do something. So look at Jan, plays b6. Okay, very interesting. Now, here's this e4 idea, and now pins the knight to the queen. Nepo attacks it. Ding gives up the bishop. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Pawn to h4. Folks, it's move 12. It is time for the big reveal. At this moment, somebody was following this game live. And they were inputting the moves and they were looking. And they discovered something absolutely insane. Somebody discovered that this game had actually happened before. What? White sacrificing a bishop like this? How does that make any sense? Who? Where? How could this game have possibly happened? Ladies and gentlemen, it turns out this game once was played on Lichess. This once happened in a Lichess game between two accounts. And not only that, these two accounts were created a month ago. And these two accounts also played a game in the exact same opening played in Game 2 of the World Chess Championship. People followed that further and discovered that there were two chess.com accounts linked to training games. This one was renamed. This one used to have the same name as this one. So, no way. Could this have been Ding and his training partner? They have this exact position. And in the training game, black played rook e8 and did not take the bait, did not take the bishop. But in Jan's game, Jan, after spending 7 minutes, did take the bishop because it wasn't a training game of 10-minute chess. This is absolutely... I don't even know what to say. I mean, there are so many layers here. And as probably the person with the biggest megaphone, the biggest voice, like for the chess world, because listen, I'm talking about this to all of you. This is absolutely nuts. Essentially, a world championship challenger was playing some anonymous games online against his training partners because they couldn't meet face-to-face. Rapport is in Hungary, Romania. Ding is in China. I don't know if it even is Rapport. And now some of the lines that they were going to maybe play in the match are out there. Now, the thing is, the colors don't exactly match up in the training game, but we need to talk about this. I'm not even going to talk about the game yet. This is crazy. The thing is, Ding's team was also asked about this afterward. Like, Ding was asked about this at the press conference by Mike Klein from chess.com. And by the way, I'm just going to say, I feel like some of you have been giving Mike Klein a little bit of a hard time, okay, for his, like, all press conferences in all sports get criticized. Chess press conferences are like a different, I mean, these players get asked what they do on their rest day, and the players are like, we rest. You know what I mean? It's tough. And I think Mike Klein does a good job. All right, and Mike Klein asked the question. He addressed the elephant in the room. Nobody else did, by the way. Nobody else did. And I don't know if that's good or bad. Personally, I feel like it's better they know. Don't you agree? I feel like it's better if everyone's playing on an equal playing field. And I have no idea if Team Nepo knew or not, right? Nobody knows. Did they know that this game existed? Now they do. Now they do. They were asked about it afterward. This is shocking. Prep leaks have happened in the past. They have. Fabiano Caruana, in his match against Magnus Carlsen 2018, before you guys were following, they posted a hype video for Fabiano, and they leaked some of his notes. And then he had to decline it, deny it, and what was going on. And then in the last World Championship match, there was some file being studied online. So this has happened before. And this is nuts. But this game is... We're not done with this game. So you might think, oh, Jan, I mean, he's gonna, he's falling into all this prep. Maybe he knew it was coming. I don't think so. Look at his time. Look at Jan's time management. Okay? H takes G5, and now Jan gives back the knight like this. And I mean, Jan is, he's down time, right? Like, And Jan said after the game that after the move pawn to e5, he was completely on his own. So the players are now completely on their own. Ding spends 14 minutes here, so I don't think anyone's in any prep anymore. Ding is sacrificing a pawn. He's doing that in order to move Black's d-pawn out of the center. By the way, can we just address how ridiculous White's position is? But it turns out this move, rook to a2, is an absolute cannon. Like, rook on a2 defends everything, is ready to rotate over to join in an attack. So many storylines are unfolding at this World Championship. The chess is nuts. Now the storyline of the prep is insane. No one's even... what the hell is going on? Now look at Ding Liren in this game. Down a game, marches the pawn forward to d6, puts the knight in the center, and now plays queen d3. Folks, this rook might actually very well be joining the forces. Also, queen to h3, queen h7, queen h8 is literally mate. I mean, this is insanity, but Ding is down 50% of his opponent's time again. He's down 38 minutes to 76. Jan plays king g7, and Ding attacking with pawn to g4. And very, very soon, we really might see this rook playing a pivotal role in this game. How the hell is 9 rook a2 theory? Chess is so sick. You can damage your own pawns in the opening. You can make 2 knight moves, and then you can play rook a2, and somehow that turns into a beautiful, coordinated attacking game where you have sacrificed the pawn to bully around your opponent's pieces. Now here, Jan has to find the best move. Jan is lost in this position unless he finds the best move. Because if he plays something like knight to h6, White plays g5, White plays f4, and this shows the entire idea. This is absolutely nuts. The move rook a2, being able to join on h2 to attack on h7, this is sick! This is absolutely sick. How is this possible? Rook a2 to h2, you cleared the whole second rank? It's like Tetris. I mean, really, it's like Tetris. How on earth is this possible? But Jan plays bishop b7, a really nice idea, pinning the knight to the rook, so that after pawn takes f5, you can play ef5, and White is actually not in time. So after bishop b7, Ding thinks and plays rook h3, unpinning his rook. Not only unpinning his rook, maintaining the idea of double stacking on the h-file. Rook h3 is a sickening move. Now, Jan has to find only moves from this point forward to not lose. He has to play a bunch of defensive moves correctly. He plays knight to h4. Now, Ding plays pawn to g5. Notice, Jan spent nearly 20, he did spend 20 minutes on knight h4. g5, cutting the circulation between queen and knight. Now, the knight can return. The other best move here is to play rook to h8. Okay, now, rook h8 is considered the top computer move, but queen g3 is really, really scary to deal with, at which point you could promptly lose the game. So rather than playing rook to h8, at this point, Jan goes for what is called a concrete solution. Removes the knight from the board entirely, and doesn't play rook to h8, but rather plays knight to f5, with the idea of stopping White's whole plan here with queen takes d6, and if you arrive on h2, I strike back down the center, and I escape to e7 just in time. Oh my goodness. So knight f5, but look at the eval. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it turns out that Ding is not going to go here. Ding is going to play rook to d2. The hero of the prep has arrived on the board, and White is completely winning. Leaked preparation or not, Ding is completely winning. You cannot scrib this stuff. The match is 4-3. Both guys landing blow after blow, coming back. Prep has apparently been exposed on the... Did Team Nepo even know about this? Now everybody knows about this, but nobody wants to talk about it because the chess world is super weird like that. Rook to d2 and Ding Liren against all odds, against crushing defeat in the final in the last round, is winning. It's about to be 4-4. I mean, this is sensational stuff. Jan plays rook to h8, Ding trades, and in this position, the winning move is the hero rook to slide to h3 and threaten this and this. That's what Ding has to find. But Ding is making sure he doesn't get low on time. So instead of playing the top move, he plays the second move, which is d7. He's still winning. He's still winning, but he slips up a little bit here, okay? He slips up a little bit. He should have played rook d3, rook h3, taken his time, but he doesn't want to repeat the errors of the past. So rook to d8. Now he takes with check. Now here, he does something strategic. He repeats moves a couple times. Why does he do that? To get closer to move 40. Remember, at move 40, they gain an extra hour. That's classical chess. So in this position, they were on move 27. Now by repeating moves a couple times, they're on move 31. Okay, it's not a draw by repetition because they took a pawn, right? There was a pawn here last time, and then the queen went like this, and now queen to c7. In this position, Jan needs to play passively. He needs to defend passively with queen f8. Instead, Jan Nepomniachtchi does one of the most cold-blooded things I've ever seen, queen h4. He sacrifices the entire rook on d8. A defensive rook sacrifice. A rare, really, really rare rook sacrifice where you give up the rook completely and you play queen e4 and you are looking for a draw. However, this is a bluff. Queen h4 is a bluff. Why? It turns out after queen d8, queen e4, rook e2, queen b1, king d2, queen b2, check, here, check, here. White is winning by sacrificing the rook, king to e4, and if queen c2, there are no more checks. I have never seen something like this. The brave king needs to walk into the center of the board like this. Queen takes d3, and there is queen f6, double queen, and the king is safe. This is sickening. This is... What on earth even is this? Queen to e4, the king walks out. I mean, this is what Ding Liren now has to find with the move queen h4 on the board. Does Ding see queen d8, queen e4, rook e2, and this entire unbelievable sequence? No! The bluff works! Absolutely devastating. Jan Nepomniachtchi clutching it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, he has saved the game. How on earth did he do this? I thought bluffs were only supposed to work in poker. No, look how little time Ding spent. You see, Ding was cognizant of the fact that he has 24 minutes to make 9 moves, and he did not want to repeat game number 7. But there's a great saying in chess, you have to play the current game. You cannot play the previous one. Now, of course, you have to learn from games as well, yes. But king to d1, and suddenly, Jan is back in control. He has saved the game. He's a pawn down, but he's doing fine. Ding plays bishop g2, and now in this position, Jan can officially close the game out with this move. Because after the knight sack, there is this, and after queen e5 check, black can play f6, win this pawn on d4, even rook d4, and queen and bishop versus queen is a draw. But queen and bishop versus queen and 3 extra pawns is definitely a draw. But Jan misses it. I mean, folks, this is insanity. Bishop to e4, Jan does not sacrifice his knight, and Ding Liren is completely winning again. I mean, I don't even know what to say. My heart can't handle this match. My heart cannot handle this match. Queen takes a7, and Ding Liren is completely winning again. Why is he winning? He's winning because in the long run, this pawn is a massive, massive thorn. And let's say black plays knight g4 as he does in the game. White needs to go here, and this pawn will never die. And Ding needs to take all these pawns and push. Of course, black has counterplay. Of course there is some checks. But after king b3, you're safe. And if black tries to get in here and try to mate you, it ain't working. I got too many things I can go for. And black just doesn't have sufficient counterplay. Bishop e4, knight h6, and Ding Liren's just gotta guard his pawn and eat. Ding plays bishop f3, however, and he attacks the knight on g4, and after knight f6, White is still able to play bishop c6. But knight takes f2. And Ding is no longer better. Remember how a couple of moves ago I showed you the idea to sacrifice the knight to win the d-pawn? Well, knight takes f2, rook takes f2, and Jan builds a gigantic pawn fortress, completely repelling White's bishop, and he's going to win this pawn. And now he is not worse. Jan Nepomнящий, cerebral knight sacrifice for defensive purposes. And there's nothing here. If Ding plays bishop g2, I got news for you. He might lose. That's not an exaggeration. Like, if these pawns start going, king e5 was an inaccuracy. If these pawns start going, okay, and the rook stops the pawn, black might win. Which is why Ding proceeds to trade queens and gives back the bishop, and the players agree to a draw on move 45. Oh my God. Folks, Ding Liren uncorked an unbelievable opening idea. Rook a2 played almost never, but top grandmasters do know this move, as seen on the Twitter buzz. And it turns out that this position, sacking the bishop for a monstrous initiative, has happened before in what are suspected to be accounts relevant to this match. Jan responds brilliantly before Ding completely takes over the game with a roaring initiative and still gets a winning position. But then proceeds to slip up because he's trying to play faster, because the match has taught him that playing slowly might backfire. He misses one opportunity to win, but gets another one granted to him. An unbelievable bluff by Jan, sacking the rook, does not go punished. And then one final moment, and bishop f3 allows a defensive knight sacrifice to build up a pawn wall, trade queens, and force a draw in Game 8 of the World Chess Championship. This is an absolutely insane match. This is so nuts. Call a friend. Tell them to watch. I've never seen something like this. There is a story every damn day. It's 4.5, 3.5. So many things are happening at the same time. I'll see you for game number 9. Just go get some fresh air. Get out of here.